We're going to call our regular council meeting to order since no one took a break. So if you would all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone to our council meeting tonight. Thanks for coming in. We have some visitors tonight. We always like to see that, so welcome, folks. Will you call the roll, please?
Bachman?
Here.
Henning?
Here.
Gorman?
Here.
Merkel?
Here.
Kelly? Here. Lieberman?
Here.
And Stevens.
Here. Okay, to start our agenda tonight, we're going to have a public hearing on the Hunter's Path, Section 2. So we'll be talking to Mr. Dorman.
Mayor, I'm sorry to interrupt. Before we start, could you swear in staff and anybody else who intends to speak during the hearing, please?
If any of you folks think you might want to speak to the Hunter's Path development, would you stand and sign it and raise your hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, you're duly sworn in. Okay, Mr. Dorman.
Thank you, Mayor Stevens. Good evening, council members. To introduce the application, the case before you tonight, we received application PC 2302 on February 8th, 2023. It's for Hunter's Path Section 2 plat. The applicant is DDC Management, that is the developer for the project. The property owner is Hunter's Path Project 1 LLC. Again, that's DDC Management. They signed the application affidavit stating that they are aware of and consent to the application. The Planning Commission held a public hearing on this application on February 27th, after which they unanimously passed a motion to recommend approval, or recommend that City Council approve the request with one condition, which I'll talk about in a little bit. The public notice for this hearing was printed in the Eaton Register Herald on March 25th, 2023. And letters to the property owners within 300 feet of the site were postmarked and mailed on March 23rd, 2023. Hunter's Path is located at the northwest corner of Westbrook Road and Union Road. Section 2 is part of the parent property parcel, which is M60-03207-0022, and has an overall area of 39.46 acres. The current zoning of the property is PDD, Planned Development District. That was approved per ordinance OZC 2104 by this body on September 2nd, 2021. Staff has reviewed and provided to each council member this evening the following documents: the application, the Section 2 plat plan, and a Planning Commission resolution for this case. Up on the screen is the proposed location highlighted with the green dot. That shows the 39-acre parcel on which Hunter's Path is located. The original final development plan for Hunter's Path was approved by City Council on January 6, 2022, and it showed a total of 125 single-family lots, open spaces for retention ponds, new roads to serve the subdivision, including the extension of Falls Gold Drive from Bayberry Trail, Willow Road, Redwood Road, Falls Road, Ivy Road, and Summit Court. Initial construction on Hunter's Path Section 1 is largely complete, and the builder, Arbor Homes, has begun submitting for zoning certificates and building permits to begin building homes on the lots in Section 1. Before us tonight is the plat for Section 2. It includes 59 single-family lots. Road construction for this section will be the extension and completion of Willow Road, the extension and completion of Ivy Road, the construction of Summit Court, the extension and completion of Falls Road, and then for stormwater retention, the developer will be building an additional 3 retention ponds with this section. And that's per the approved final development plan. I've highlighted in yellow the area of the development that is Section 2. Looking at the tools in our development toolbox, Plan Clayton does show this corner for single-family homes, and that's for the future land use in the regulating plan. Looking to our planning and zoning code for guidance, the planning and zoning code talks about the requirements for subdivision, and it talks about the requirements for a plat submittal. In the section on a plat submittal, it mentions a traffic impact study that was submitted with the final development plan and approved as part of the final development plan. And there has been no change since the final development plan to the number of lots. So after evaluating the applicant's request and providing an opportunity for public input, the Planning Commission unanimously passed a motion to recommend approval of the Hunter's Path Section 2 plat with the following condition. And that's just that the applicant must address the comment resulting from the staff review dated February 25th, 2023, and emailed to the applicant the same day. The comment must be addressed for the submission of the plat for signatures. It was a very minor comment. It's really just a correction on the signature page, which is page 1 of the plat. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. I'll leave up the Section 2 plat during our discussion.
Just to refresh my memory, this is a HOA plat, correct?
That's correct.
And they'll be maintaining all the open spaces with probably the funds raised.
Yes,
Cool.
that's correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from council? And I don't believe the applicant's here.
He is.
He is? Okay. Any questions or comments? Want to speak? Okay. Any other questions or comments from anyone else on this one? Anything else from you, Seth, or your department?
I just think that you would need to open the floor for public comment, but from my perspective, that's all I have for you guys tonight.
Do we need a motion for that?
I think we typically do them.
I'll move for open comment, public comment.
Second.
A motion to open the floor by Mr. Henning, second by Mr. Bachman. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Is there any comments from the public?
Let the record reflect there's no comments to be made from any attendees, so I would make a motion to close public comment.
Is there a second? Motion to close the public comment section by Mr. Henning, second by Ms. Kelly. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to close the
Move
public
to
hearing?
close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion to close the public hearing by Mr. Henning, second by Ms. Kelly. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, the public hearing is closed. Thanks for coming in tonight also.
Not public comment.
Okay, so the next item is our clerk's report.
You have before you the council meeting minutes of March 16th, 2023.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion to approve the council meeting minutes as written by Mr. Gorman, second by Mr. Bachman, by Mr. Henning. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, let the record show that's unanimous. We have no old business tonight. We have 2 items of new business. Will you read the first ordinance, please?
Ordinance O03-2306, an ordinance adopting, rejecting, or modifying the Planning Commission's recommendation to approve with specified condition the application for Hunter's Path, Section 2, plat approval in the Hunter's Path subdivision with respect to 39.46 acres and bearing parcel ID number M60-03207-0022.
I'll move to approve section 2.
Is there a second? Motion to approve as written by Mr. Henning, second by Ms. Kelly. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Abstain.
Okay, Mr. Bachman.
I just have one question. The plat we're approving is 19 acres. The resolution says 39 acres. I just would like to know why. That's including section 1, right? But
Yeah, it does say with respect to, but if you want to, then we can have a motion to just delete the reference to the 39.4 acres, since it does reference section 2.
we're only proving 19 acres or 19 point
Yeah.
something acres. That's what, that was,
All right. What you would need is a motion to remove the reference to the 39.46 acres in ordinance O-04-23-06.
so moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Gorman, second by Mr. Henning. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Abstain.
Okay. Mr. Bachman does abstain, so we have a roll call, please.
Bachman,
Abstain.
Henning,
Yes.
Gorman,
Yes.
Merkel,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Lieberman,
Yes.
and Stevens.
Yes.
Now you would need a motion and vote to approve, to adopt the recommendation of the Planning Commission per the revised ordinance.
Move.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Henning to adopt the amended motion, is that amended language? Second by Mr. Gorman. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Abstain.
Oh, I'm sorry. Roll call.
Bachman,
Abstain.
Henning,
Yes.
Gorman,
Yes.
Merkel,
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Lieberman.
Yes.
Stevens.
Yes. And let the record show that was unanimous with one abstention. Okay, will you read the first and only resolution that we have?
Resolution R 04-2332, a resolution authorizing participation in the ODOT road salt contracts awarded in 2023.
Anything,
I thought we weren't going to have any snow or ice next year. That's what you said this year, Randy, so.
Mr. Sanders?
And you know what? I did cancel half the winter, so we only used half of what we had on the budget for salt, so I was helping Kevin get his budget straightened out, so I think we used a total of about 600 tons of salt this year, and I think we had 1,200 on the books. So this is the new winter salt purchase for next winter already for 23-24, and this is the ODOT contract. So this is what we have to do every year to get on that contract, is get council approval.
I'll move for approval.
Motion to approve as written by Mr. Gorman, second by Ms. Kelly. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
All opposed? Okay, let the record show that that's unanimous. Okay, so the next item on our agenda is our city manager's report. Amanda?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I have a few items for you this evening. First, it's not in the report, but I was contacted by Miss Nip from the Kleps Early Learning Center about Safety Town. She made a request, or she is making requests to different organizations and municipalities about donations to Safety Town. They want to bring it back after, I think she said 20-something years. They haven't had it in that long. And they are going to be doing it during school hours, so it is more accessible to all students, because before it was done during the summer when some students didn't have transportation to wherever they were doing it. So if that is something council wants to consider, I can get with Kevin to see if there are any funds that we could possibly donate and bring that back to council and ask Ms. Nip to come to the next meeting, if that's something council wants to do.
Anyone opposed to that? Anyone opposed?
I'm not opposed, no. Dennis and I are laughing probably for the same reason, but. I mean, Kevin, what type of, do we have any type of funds that are in a line item that's for scholarships or something that we can use? You said we had how much? Okay.
How much is she suggesting? Did she?
She didn't suggest anything, but I think looking at what other people have donated, it's been about $500.
I would be okay with us contribute or making a donation of $500 from the line item of community support that we have that we probably don't use for, I mean, it's probably very specific as to what we have to use it for. So Safety Town for the children of our city sounds like a good use of those resources.
So I'm not hearing any opposition.
Can we do a voice vote on that?
Would you like me to make a motion then to?
That would be great.
I would move that we approve, sorry, I'm chewing on ice, $500 from the community grant line item for Safety Town.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Henning, second by Mr. Gorman. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Okay, thank you.
Did you want me to ask Ms. Snip to attend the next council meeting? Or maybe since next meeting looks like the agenda is going to be heavy with Phil and Rodney, and I think we're going to have a proclamation. So it's going to be a heavy agenda. Do you want me to see if maybe she wants to come in May? We can send her the check prior to that, but have her come in and talk about it. Okay. I'll get with her and see when she wants to come in.
Okay,
Okay.
what else?
So the next item. So the city, a few council meetings ago, decided to go with MVCC and Palmer Group for electrical aggregation. We held 2 public hearings. Council voted on the plan of governance. On April 12th at 6 p.m. here in council chambers, we're going to hold an informational meeting. It'll also be available via Zoom if residents can't actually make it in. And it's just for information to talk about the process, because we've gotten several phone calls from people wanting to know when this is going to take effect. And like anything with government, it takes a very long time. So if we can get that information out to people, I think that's better. So they're going to attend via Zoom, and residents can attend via Zoom. And we will also have the council chambers open here. If residents don't know how to access Zoom, they'll be able to participate.
I mean, is Palmer Electric going to be here?
Yes.
No. Residents I know can,
Yes.
yeah.
And then for the Parks Advisory Board, we had 2 individuals submit for that position. You have their resumes in your packet now. We'll bring legislation on April 20th with the names blank in case council wants to bring anybody else. But I think the 2 candidates we have are very capable. Parks Cleanup Day is scheduled for April 29th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And I'll leave it up to Earl to kind of go over that whenever he gets up, being our Park and Rec Director. But that will take place April 29th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Just an update on the ward study. We will have that probably by the end of this month. My hope was to have it by the end of March. That didn't happen, but we'll hopefully have it by the end of this month. We need to have everything settled by the first meeting, or actually before the first meeting in July. It has to be by July, right? Yeah. Yep. By July. We do have our Charter Commission recommendations. They are attached to this city manager's report. I don't know if council wants to discuss those items now, if you want to schedule a work session or discuss it in a council meeting later down the road. There's no obligation that we have these items on the November ballot. We just had to have everything reviewed before or last year. It's every 10 years we have to have it, or 8 years we have to have it reviewed. There's no limit on when we need to put them on the ballot. I know that there are a couple staff suggestions that we also want to bring forward to council. Is there any discussion on the items that you have before you now?
Any comments or questions on that?
Well, I think under the
I am completely fine if we want to make. I think there would probably be fine, according to theirs. And I'm fine if we want to, do gender neutral language in the sections that we have here. I think the issue with doing that wholesale in the whole document is we would have to basically change every single article in the charter.
Anything else on that? So I guess if there's no other discussion, what else do we have to do?
So if council wants to have this placed on the November ballot, we would need to work on ballot language, yeah, and have that prepared into the Board of Elections by August 9th.
So are we good with doing that, or do we need to discuss it at a further meeting? Discuss it further at a meeting?
Or we put it on.
Okay, you said there's some other issues the staff had.
There are three, I think, that staff wants to bring forward as well for council's
I think we should
consideration.
review all, just in case even the options that were presented as a request for change, we may not want to actually put in place.
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
So, some of these suggested changes may not be something that we want to put in place.
Absolutely.
So therefore, I think we should sit down and review what was done.
Yes.
Okay.
If we want to get anything on the November ballot, we have to have it submitted by August 9th. So my assumption is you don't want to pass those ordinances via emergency. You're going to want at least 2 readings on them. So we would really need to start in June. Yeah, May or June, yeah.
So,
Actually, May, because we only have 1 meeting in June.
so schedule, put that on the schedule then.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, the next item, the Salary Commission met in February, and Ms. Whitman is here to discuss. She was the staff liaison. Their recommendation is attached to the city manager's report. They were recommending an increase for both council and the mayor, and then also an increase for the clerk of council. I don't know if council has taken a look at that. They were recommending, currently council members do $4,800 a year, and they are recommending $4,896 a year. And the mayor is $7,200, and they are recommending $7,344. And clerk of council, they are recommending $7,500 to $8,250. Should council want to increase the salary, it would have to be done by September of this year to go into effect in January. The only one that would not have to happen for is the clerk of council. That is not tied to an ordinance. Council can just make the decision to increase the clerk of council's salary.
But then the
So,
voters would have to approve it.
No, the voters would not have to approve that.
any comments or
Just
questions?
thinking out loud here, should we table that until May?
I mean, it's $96 a year for us.
I know,
So
for us, I'm not,
gasoline was $4 a gallon today. I don't think it's really, two tanks of gas, not super concerning. The one that I would say I would, and I know I asked for it in the last budget, was for the clerk. I think that should be raised. I think that she does a lot of work preparing the meetings for us, and she has never got a COLA for the position since, 1998. I think I would be in support of doing the clerks, of course.
Second the table motion, Dennis.
yeah, okay. And I'm not suggesting that I'm not supportive of that also. I just wanted us to get past the May primary.
Oh, I agree.
On the property
Yeah,
tax.
yeah. No, I'm fine with that, yeah.
Okay.
You two, that's
That's why I
perfect.
moved to table.
Perfect, yeah.
What about the mayor, Kenny?
Work for free.
Let's just table the mayor.
Yours is $100 and some dollars, so you get 3 tanks of gas.
So there was a motion and a second
Yeah.
on tabling?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed to tabling? Yeah, so let the record show that's
I
unanimous.
would like to make a note for council that one of these staff suggestions, we did discuss it in the Charter Commission. The Charter Commission didn't want to make this recommendation, but I do think it's very important that we do this. In-term salary increases are basically illegal in the state of Ohio. I'll turn that over to Martina. But I think that that is something that we should definitely look at as a charter change if we're going to do that, because I don't want to get the city in trouble or council in trouble by voting yourselves a pay increase midterm.
Yeah, because the language in the charter specifically allows interim increases, but when this came up in the last year, I think, I contacted the Ohio Ethics Commission and got some Ethics Commission opinions from them, which are pretty clear that that's a no-no.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't want
So I
we want
think we
Kevin
need
to
to
keep
change
getting
that
those good
language.
auditor letters, so.
Are you suggesting we also change the charter so that,
Yeah,
Other
when we had
people
that
don't-
discussion,
yeah.
yeah, I think we need to change the
I do
charter to
too.
strike that.
I agree.
Okay. Next item?
Okay. And then the next item, the council met February 5th to discuss goals for council, and those are also attached if you would like to take a look at those, and we can make, it's a document that council, if you don't like what's there, you want to augment it, we can definitely do that. But that is what was taken from the meeting that we had on February 5th. And if you'll look at the back of there are some tactics and action items and who that is assigned to, which is nice and can change. It can be fluid as we move through these items. Are there any comments on that?
Any comments or questions on that?
Okay. I know that we have a lot coming up, and I would like to get council a Meadowbrook update. I know that we had that scheduled actually for this meeting, but then that got pushed back due to our revenue discussion. So I'll just continue to look at the calendar for a good time to do the Meadowbrook update. It may be after our summer schedule is over, so sometime in August, but
Might be better because we'll have some better summer
yeah, we'll have,
numbers.
yes, when we have a year under our belt here in April, but we may have better numbers, or we'll have more information if we hold off until after summer. And then CCA tax assistance, the last day that Eric will be here is April 12th, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's best to call him directly at 216-857-3174, should a resident want to schedule an appointment with him. And that's all I have for council this evening.
Any questions or comments for our city manager?
No, I just wanted to thank the city manager for also, and you, Meg, the mayor and city manager. I know in April, at the next meeting, we're going to recognize Yusuf's ask, like what Inglewood did for Arab American Heritage Month. So thank you guys for, or thank you for doing that.
Anything else? Okay, thank you. So we're going to move to visitors' comments, and we have some visitors. Anyone want to make a comment? Mm-hmm. And we're going to ask that when you come up to the microphone, please state your name and address for the record.
Thank you for allowing me to speak. I just wanted to let you know a little bit about myself and my wife. I came to... Pardon me? Your name and address. Oh, my name is Mahesh Saxena, Mahesh Saxena, and my wife's name is Indra Saxena. I came to the United States in 1968 on a student visa for my MBA. And at that time, nobody knew much about India. So we were not treated the way as everybody else was treated, including my wife and ourselves. We worked at night in the foundry, and daytime we went to school. She did 2 jobs before she became finally hired by the Dayton Public Schools, and she taught there for almost 42 years. We have been living in Clayton since 1984, and at the present address since 1995, which I'm sure Mr. Gorman might remember selling us the land at that time. And since then, we had no problem with anybody of any kind of violation, except recently, when we were told that we were violating it because we were putting our trash can in front of the house. I have a picture of my house, which you can pass over, and then give it back to me, please, to show it to everybody. And see if you can see any trash cans in the front. Then I will go further after that, once all of you have witnessed that. By the way, I wear this because I have a very low immunity because of rheumatoid arthritis, and I cover my face most of the times. So I just wanted to let you know about that also. So anyway, I have taken pictures of some of the properties which are also in the corner houses, and I was told they were not giving citations. And I have taken their pictures yesterday and got them developed. They are the corner houses. They did not get the citations. I can keep one and you can pass on the other one, please. Thank you. Then there is a home on 7042 Dominican Drive, which also did not get the citation because he happens to be the president of the association. Maybe that could have been a big thing for him. Okay. Then there are other homes also. I have no idea if they got it or not, but I have taken their pictures. And their trash cans are right in the front. And then we also circled around a little bit, and I found trash can in front of the homes on 7196 Pineland Trail and 7166 Pineland Trail. I do not know if those people were cited or not, but looks to me we were exceptionally cited, and even I got a certified letter which costed the city $7.50 to mail it, and I have no idea what is going on. As I said, and I think you might have received my letter, both my rotor cuffs are broken. I had a surgery on my right shoulder. It did not work out at all. And I fell down 4 years ago, broke my left knee tendons, which bothers me a lot to walk around. I am 79 years old, whether you believe it or not. And I have trouble walking, even if it is raining. Mr. Kuntz called me and told me, we will put your trash can behind it, and the Republic will pick it up from there. The problem is, what about the rain and snow? Who is going to go out and empty the trash can every night? I would be afraid to sleep. So does my wife, because she also has broken shoulders. So I would like the city to see if they can give us an exception, and we will try to do our best to put them inside our garage as long as our daughter does not arrive, because she visits us from Chicago. She is a doctor. And once she comes, we need the third parking place. So those are the only days when you may not be able to see it. But I would appreciate if the council can approve something to accommodate us based upon our disability. Thank you very much. Any question anybody wants to ask?
No? Well, I appreciate you coming in. Thank you very much. We've already talked about your situation here, so we'll continue to keep you on the radar, and we'll certainly do what we can do.
Thank you very much.
We as a city, I just have to say, exceptions are difficult. Because it would be no problem for one person, but it becomes a problem, as all of a sudden you have 100 people, and it's very difficult for us to manage, and it really sets us up for failure. And I'm sorry that you feel you were picked out, as so to speak. Looking at the other folks, I agree with what you said. I don't see the trash cans on some and see some on others. I don't know if those folks got citations. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But as a government, a local government especially, we try to we maintain certain standards. We have those standards for a reason, and we're going to, we want to work with our residents, but likely, I don't know if we're going to make a change on that or not.
So,
Excuse me, I would like to make a motion, I know I can't make it tonight, but that we give the city manager the authority to look at an individual case and make an exception if it's necessary. We've done this with the mowing of the grass and a couple other things. In each individual case, the city manager could look at and make a decision. Mr. Saxena is willing to put it inside, except when his daughter is visiting. And, you know, I know there's a couple other people that got letters this week that aren't very happy either, that would probably like to come and talk to the city manager if we can make her the authority on exceptions to this rule.
So, what I can tell you right now, the process. So right now, I do not have the authority per code to make those changes. Council also does not have the authority per code as it stands now to make any exceptions. The remedy right now would be for the resident to file a claim with the BZA. The BZA could hear the case, and if the BZA were to decide that staff erred in our interpretation of the code, then they would say, you know, fine, you can leave your trash cans there. It's not really in the front yard. My recommendation would be, and I'll work with Martina to do this, if that is something that council wants to do, to give the city manager or the authority to make those exceptions, that we tailor it very narrowly. I know that you have carryout service with Republic, so maybe we narrow it down to if a resident has carryout service, so there's a documented medical need for those items to be there, and in that place, maybe we do that. Yeah, a disability.
I would say medical and possibly even age-related problems with it also. Because
Yeah,
some of
if
us are
there's-
even getting older, you know, Amanda,
Yeah, so let me work with Martina on that, and we can talk about, bring something to the next council meeting. And as far as the Saxinas go, we can put a hold on that until we work something out.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Do we have any other visitors' comments?
Earl Harlemet, 6420 Levon Court. I'm your parks director. First thing I want to say, I would like to say thanks to Jack and Elaine for the Easter hunt. It started at 9:30, was over at 9:31. Man, what a great job. But they did a real great job, and I want to know who the cute Easter bunny was. But anyhow, April 29th is our cleaning of the parks. What we do, we'll have bags, gloves, we'll have some pickup sticks. We go in, we try to pick up the fallen limbs. We try to get them in one location so Randy's people can pick them up. We'll pick up the paper. We kind of go through the parks just to make sure that the lawn mowing group don't have to stop and pick up limbs and things like that. It gets them in there, gets them out faster. They do a great job. No sense tearing up our lawnmowers. So if anybody would like to help, we always like to have volunteers.
What time on the 29th?
Starts at 10:30, and it'll be over at 12. Just a couple hours, and that's on Saturday. And it goes quick. And we, the last couple of years we've done it, and it's done a great job. We, our parks people are very, very, how should I say, very particular about what we pick up and everything else. I'll be taking care of Northview. I have another crew that'll be down at the old Clayton Park, and then Westbrook Park will be another crew. There'll be two of our people at each park to hand out the gloves and that, and keep the gloves and bags, bring the bags back, and we try to put them in one location so it can be picked up. But we try to make the best service we can. So, thank you.
Thank you, sir, and thanks for all you do. Any other comments from visitors?
Mayor, I do have one thing that I forgot. So with this being Clayton's 25th anniversary, we did ask that the students at Northmont put together banners for the polls along Main Street, and those went out to council. I've heard from Mr. Merkel and from Mr. Henning. Does anyone else have a preference? We can hang at least 27 banners. Are you fine with staff putting up the banners? Okay, great. Then that's what we'll do. I liked them all. Oh, they are. They were great. And I think maybe we can put them up on social media so they can all be seen. Yeah.
Okay, good, thank you. So we'll move to council comments. We'll start with Mr. Bachman.
Evening, everyone. Really don't have much to add tonight, so just wish everyone who's celebrating Easter this weekend have a good holiday weekend.
Mr. Henning?
Yes, it is Easter weekend, and I hope everyone also has a nice Easter. Wanted to thank staff for the egg hunt, like Mr. Harlemer said. Lots of kids very happy, adults happy, parents happy. It was a great time, and it was really, and I had a smile when I saw, unfortunately, the Green had a disaster at their egg hunt, and our team did such a great job managing it, and you guys do a great job managing the logistics for the firework events, etc. So I hope the Green does some more logistic work. And then also happy to those celebrating Ramadan and Passover this week, or Ramadan this month, Passover. We hope your holiday season's awesome also.
Mr. Gorman?
Yeah, I'd just like to wish everyone a happy Easter and a happy Passover, or I don't know if it's happy or what it is, Dennis, but during the season.
Mr. Merkel?
I won't add any more to that. That's enough.
Ms. Kelly?
Same.
Mr. Lieberman?
Several things for this evening. One is at the Easter egg hunt, and maybe you guys already do this, but we were thinking that maybe if we were to be able to take like more pictures or videos of some of the events that we have out at Meadowbrook and get them posted on social media. Maybe you do that, because I'm not a big social media person.
We do.
You do? Well, then never mind. So let me go on to my second comment. Yeah, sure. So after that one, I just wanted to let everybody know I'm not going to be here for the next meeting. I'm going to be probably halfway to Alaska, driving up there with my sons, and assuming we don't get snowed in the Rockies, I hope to be back by December 30th for our next meeting. But
December?
no, maybe December 30th, hopefully April 30th, but maybe December 30th. We'll see. And with that, yeah, happy Ramadan, Passover, and Easter to everybody.
Okay, thank you, sir. I don't have much else. I'd say happy holidays to everyone, whatever you celebrate. And kind of jumping on Dennis's comment on the social media stuff, because I know we put up pictures and things, but another conversation that we had when we were there is I still believe it would be very beneficial to us to try to capture some attendance numbers over there, for everything, because we talked, we don't know how many people visit there. Is it 10,000 or is it 50,000? We have a lot of golfers there every day, and I just think it's, especially when we're talking about the levies and things like that, it would be very beneficial to know how many people come. So I don't know what the magic formula for doing that is, but I think an estimation is better than just not knowing at all. So I still like to work on that. Yeah, true. Other than that, I just want to say again, thanks to our council and thanks to our staff for the great work that you folks do. We're on a roll here. We got a lot of good stuff going on. We have good development coming, and we hope to continue work well with our residents and all of our partners here. So with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Gorman, second by Mr. Henning. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?